Welcome to Future Ready Live, where we talk about topics that will help CPAs, CGMAs, and their organizations prepare to adapt and thrive in a fast-changing world. I'm your host, Tom Hood, the EVP of Business Engagement and Growth at the AICPA SEMA, the largest global body of professional certified accountants in the world. Today, we're going to be talking about a topic near and dear to me, the future of finance. And joining me is Ed Duarte, CPA and CGMA. He's the Chief Financial Officer at FPD, Foreign Parts Distributors, Inc., in Miami, Florida. Ed, welcome to the group.
Thank you, Tom. It's a pleasure to be here today with you.
So let me give you a quick background on Ed. Prior to joining FPD in 2015, he served in various leadership roles at national and regional public accounting firms in New York, Puerto Rico, and Miami, covering a full range of professional services, including audit, accounting, financial reporting, and consulting. He received his Bachelor of Arts in Accounting and Finance from Florida International University and is a licensed certified public accountant in Florida and New York. He served the Florida Institute of CPAs in various roles since 2006. He currently serves on the AICPA Council, in addition to our Future Finance Leadership Advisory Group. Additionally, under the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation, he serves as a member of the Clay Ford Scholarship Committee. He's previously served as the president of the Cuban American CPA Association and Foundation. Ed's also a founding member of the Executive Board of Directors with the Live Like Bella Foundation and works passionately with the team to meet their mission and vision to help find a cure for pediatric cancer. He's graciously served as a volunteer in numerous worthy charitable organizations in the community. Ed is married to his beloved wife, Miriam. They have 3 children and reside in Boca Raton, Florida. Ed, welcome.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you for that introduction.
So we met. You're just like the kind of commensurate CPA, CGMA. You volunteer for everything. I mean, you're just very giving of your time and talents, and we obviously appreciate that. And let's talk about the one you're working on with me right now. So we met at an AICPA council meeting probably a little over a year, maybe almost a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Where we were given a future finance update, and you came up afterwards and said, I want to be part of this. And so we brought you in, and now you've been with us now for quite a while. You've done some presentations at different events, including council. Tell us what's it like and what's been your experience on our Future Finance Leadership Group so far?
Well, Tom, yeah, we met at the council meeting. I think it was last year in Chicago. Well, we met before, but we reconnected in Austin. Yep. And with one of the breakout sessions, we were starting to introduce the future of finance to the non-public accounting folks. And I was just, I was taken back by the group, the energy, the different issues, or I should say the common issues that we all deal with within different organizations. And just to see that, you don't have to be a large company, a small company. Everyone has the similar type of challenges. Whether it's digital transformation. Last year we were dealing a lot with supply chain, post the COVID years, and I got really encouraged to join the Future Finance Advisory Group, and been very fortunate to be part of a very energetic group. We're able to build relationships through this group, share best practices, challenges that we've had, share stories. I had the opportunity to meet with a couple other groups, members of the group, at the executive roundtable in New York City in September, where we kind of spoke about the evolution of the CFO role. And then, shortly after that at council in Chicago, where, we kind of talked about the transformation of the workplace, looking at, the talent workforce, hybrid workforce, upskilling the professionals in our environment. It's been very, very engaging to be involved with the group, and look forward to what we have to do with the group and what we've done together.
So talk about a little bit like what's been your big takeaways and highlights.
My big takeaways has been learning the key topics that other professionals are going through, how they're able to manage, and be agile in this environment, and share the stories. I mean, we went through the COVID years, and then the supply chain years, and some of the struggles that we've had, as our company as an importer, but just how it impacts not only industry, but all other companies. And it was just it's been exciting to be able to share these ideas and collaborate with the other professionals in the workspace across the country.
Yeah, I mean, it what I keep saying is we're kind of all walking the same journey, aren't we? It might be different size organizations or different scopes. Some people are further ahead or others, some are bigger and bolder projects than others, but we're all dealing with pretty much the same big things. And you highlighted a lot of them, right? It all started out with the kind of trends and issues, which talent continues to be number one. Transformation, digital transformation is clearly often number two. Need for new skills, that's another one, right? And all those, and then you get into supply chain, ESG, inflation, recession, all those kind of things that just kind of keep coming at us. And
the common theme right now we're all going through now is the inflation, rising interest costs, how it impacts your bottom line, and trying to see how we can start cutting costs to remain profitable within our organizations.
Yeah. Now, so Ed, are you guys in the middle of any major transformation projects, or have you already gotten on the other side of it?
We're on the other side of it. We're taking advantage of the digital transformation, trying to use our dashboards for metrics. Taking advantage of the technology for to improve efficiencies and be more effective. It was something that we implemented a couple of years ago, and it was right during the COVID years, in late 2020. So we had to pivot and work on different things, as we all saw with the PPP loans and how was it going to impact your business. And so, but now that that's all past us, we're really focusing on creating efficiencies within the digital transformation, using our technology to take advantage of auto-generating reports, trying to have, metrics, how people are pulling in the warehouse and our supplies coming in and out of the U.S. Just been focusing more on that component of the digital side.
Yeah. Now being a distributor and a importer, right? You import lots, and that's where the supply chain hits you. What any major things that you did to deal with that supply chain issue, and anything you're doing right now that you're trying to deal with that inflation, recession, probably pricing differences around the world as you get parts, et cetera?
Well, we took advantage of trying to get more inventory. We had very good relationships, throughout China and India. So we were able to bring in more inventory than we anticipated. Sometimes you got a little too much. We ended up having an overstock of over 20-25% of inventory over the prior years. But that's helped us get through where we're at today, where we're still shipping at very good levels. We've been able to manage our inventory control with the overstock that we had. So we're able to now negotiate with pricing in today's environment with, there's not so much demand as you had a year or two ago. So now the factories are starting to call us and say, hey, is there anything we can do? Is there anything we do with pricing? So it gives us the edge now to try to negotiate pricing on some of our faster moving items. What we did last year was just, take the hit in the chin, man, and just try to get through it, try to be as profitable as possible. Our margins were affected. Our inventory costs did increase. Container costs, went from $3,000 to $4,000 a container to as high as $20,000-$25,000. So just to think of those numbers, how from a cash from a cash constraint that we experienced, we were able to weather the storm, and now those costs are back down to $3,000 a container. We're not bringing in the same levels we did a year ago, but we are still competitive. We're looking at our overhead, trying to see where we can cut costs, and with less merchandise coming in, our interest costs will decrease as we start to pay down, your line. which is one of the big items right now in our P&L, which is is interest costs.
So you're a living example of today's CFO, right? And all the different responsibilities that you have and all the curveballs that this environment is throwing at you, right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, who would have thought, 3 years ago, we'd be learning about how to fill out a PPP loan and how and what was going to happen to the company in that short period of time. And then dealing with, just the pivoting and mind you, that was right after that, we got into the implementation of our ERP system. So we were managing so many things at that time. And it's always, it's ever changing, you're constantly learning, you're constantly being thrown things that you have to be agile and have that ability to communicate effectively to your lenders, to your management team. I remember last year, we had to have sit down serious conversations with our banks, to reevaluate some of the positions we were in because of, the excess cash that we were spending.
Yeah. That's all. Thank you for sharing that. That's awesome to hear that story. Now let's shift to what's going on in Florida. So you're involved in the Florida Institute of CPAs as a board member, and this year you're leading a new conference, the Corporate Finance Forum, on May 18 and 19 in Orlando. Hashtag, by the way, FICPA-CFF, where we will both be speaking.
Yes.
So tell our audience about this program, why you're excited, and what are we expecting to do?
We're really excited about this. This was formerly the CFO Controller Conference, and we've gone back to the drawing board to try to engage, other finance professionals, not just CFOs and controllers. And a lot of this, has been created through my involvement with the Future of Finance Advisory Group, where we've seen, some of the impacts in that some of the other organizations are going through. So we have incorporating, with you being our keynote speaker, we're going to speak about the future of finance. We're going to have some panel discussions on the future of finance, the evolution of the CFO role. We're going to talk about the transformation of the workplace. We have the Orlando Economic Partnership going to speak on metaverse. We're going to have cryptocurrency topic. We're going to have a conversation about understanding and testing your emotional intelligence. A controller's tool set, as well as your usual FASB and economic updates. So it's going to be exciting. We have a great group of leaders in our state and in the country as well is going to be there presenting. And I highly encourage anyone who's in the CFO finance space, non-public, public company, public firms, to please come out and enjoy this conference, this new forum. Also, to just throw in there, as you may know, Tom, the FICPA did relocate their headquarters from Tallahassee to Orlando. So ironically, on that Thursday evening, we're going to have a grand opening at the headquarters in Orlando. So, that'll be a good opportunity for those who are attending to visit the headquarters as well.
That's very cool. That's awesome. Well, I can't wait to be there with you, Ed. I'm looking forward to it because you're spreading the word on the whole future of finance, which is very exciting.
Yes,
now,
yes.
Okay, you're a CPA and a CGMA. So why is that important to you as a CFO in a major company, and how have those two designations helped you in your career?
I'll tell you. I mean, I've had a passion of being a CPA for since I entered college. I always knew I wanted to do something that was business related, and I wanted to do something that you were the backbone of a business. And the 15 years that I had in public accounting were incredible experience. Exposure from across the country, even parts of the world that I was fortunate to travel and experience. Being now in the last 8.5 years with an industry role, I had this conversation, and I actually spoke with the CEO of our company just to kind of pick his brain to see because he's had non-CPAs run his organization in the past. And some of the things, some of the words that he differentiated was, there's a prestige with the CPA, a CPA position. The ability and clarity to communicate, your financial statements, your fundamental disclosures, your analytics, at a higher level. Just the knowledge that we as CPAs have to continue keeping up to date with, the rules and changes. we're constantly learning, and you have to be engaged, connected, and willing to adapt and learn. You have to remain relevant in this profession.
Yeah.
We've seen how quickly technology is taking over, and to have that ability to continuously learn, whether it's the new pronouncements that we had recently with revenue recognition, recently now with leases, the CARES Act, PPP, ERC, so many things that impact a company, and to have a CFO who's a CPA and a CGMA and have that background and ability to learn these things and be able to communicate it to your executive team, to your lenders, your bank. I think it's so important. There's so many management related functions that you're involved in. It's not just debits and credits. You're involved in negotiations with the banks. You're involved in negotiations with equipment financing, lease negotiation, litigation, whatever it is that your company's going through. The exposure is great. And then in today's world, we keep talking about digital transformation. You have to be connected with the IT environment of your organization. It's not just press the button and let the financials generate themselves. You have to be able to tell that story and what's behind it, and how do you communicate it.
Perfect. So, all right. So now I can't have a show right now without asking a quick question about ChatGPT. Will it replace accounting and finance professionals? What's your take?
I don't think so. It's it's an interesting component that we're all going to deal with now. I think it's an opportunity for us CPAs to learn this technology, to use it and understand it. Listen, you still need the human component. The human component is still far superior than the AI.
Yeah.
It's important. It's demonstrated the ability to help companies, tax practices. But you have to also understand where the information is coming from. I think there's a limit as to how recent certain things are in there, or it's pulling from. You have to be careful with the sensitivity of information you're sharing, because you want to be careful what kind of client information you share in these chats. Where all of a sudden, once you share that information, that's there, and they may come back and pull data from there to share it for someone else's.
Yeah.
So it's a new thing. It's taking the industry by storm. But is it going to replace accounting and finance professionals? No. But I think it creates an incredible opportunity for us to learn this technology and use it.
Yeah, I think so. It's funny. I heard it. It was actually I was doing a Future Ready Live with Tom Peters, and Peters said it's actually IA instead of AI, intelligence augmented. So he thinks it should augment our intelligence, certainly not replace it. So perfect ending to this this show. Any final things you want to cover or advice?
Listen, the theme I always talk about is, us as professionals, is agility, being agile. Our profession is continuously changing. Staying relevant and being agile are key components to our responsibility to our clients, to our partners, your committees you report to, your investors, your executive team. It's just trying to be agile and evolve with the changes and encourage it.
Yeah, and Ed, you are an exemplar of that. I want to say thank you again for being on this show. Don't miss Ed and I at the FICPA Corporate Finance Forum on May 18th through 19th in Orlando. Hashtag FICPA CFF. Follow Ed on LinkedIn at Ed Duarte, Duarte, or on Twitter, it's at E Duarte CPA, EDUARTE CPA. And Ed, thank you for joining me. For my audience, don't miss other Future Ready Live sessions back here on LinkedIn the first and third Tuesday of each month at noon Eastern. We'll see you then. Thanks again, Ed.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, Tom.